The very dangerous Caden Weigent is back deep for Iowa. He'll let it fly. And so here you go. All the way from Mission Bay, La Jolla High School in San Diego. First career start for the walk-on Jackson Stratton.
And they plan on cutting it loose with this young man because of the arm talent that he has.
Gives it to Kaleb Johnson to start this game, and Johnson is able to get a couple yards where maybe there were none. For all of his prolific carries, that's also one of his great skills. Turned 0 into 2 on first down.
And it's important to note, even for up front for Iowa, Jennings Dunker not going to go today. So Nick DeYoung is going to go at right tackle. Not that big of a drop-off guy. They love rotating that group, talking to the staff. They don't feel like there's any drastic change. Actually really happy, though, around the health of the tight end position as you see them in that wing formation to the top of the screen.
#1 rushing offense in the league because of this guy and an offensive line that's been fantastic. There's a first down for Johnson, running behind an offensive line that, as a group, a semifinalist for the Joe Moore Award. Stratton has a very strong arm on a windy day. He cuts it loose and he connects with Jacob Gill on his first attempt of the day. Addison Ostrenga, the tight end who just went in motion, he's been beat up. They're happy to have him back today. And Johnson finds his way very near the line to gain, but shy. And it'll be about 6 inches to go for a first down for Iowa. Here's Johnson, and he's got the first down.
So if you're a Maryland fan, you're saying, okay, you got the 4th string quarterback in, walk-on QB. You got one of the best running backs in America. Let's just stack the box. They have as many players in red jerseys down near the line of scrimmage as possible, and that will be a part of the game plan.
With Jazzy and Patterson in the game, giving Johnson a rest, and it'll be Patterson to take the carry. And he gets 4 yards on the second effort. Whistles and a timeout.
Starts timeout, Maryland. They're first of the half.
Iowa in gold, first in rushing yards per game in the league. The Terps, look at their gold 1 ST, first in the league in passing yards per game. 7th play of the drive to open the game for Iowa. And it's been a lot of Kaleb Johnson so far. He gets it here again. Right up the alley for a first down.
And here you go, next snap. Spread it all out for this young quarterback.
Kaleb Johnson comes back in motion. And Stratton, long throw through the wind, and there's Jacob Gill with his 2nd catch of the day, and that is another first down. If you told a SoCal kid this would be his November weather in the Big Ten, I think he'd take it too. Now he's going to give it. Johnson breaks a tackle and cuts it back and runs into the face of a defender for 9 yards. Seventh carry of the opening drive for Johnson, and he churns down inside the 15, a first down. Stratton, play action, trouble, and brought down by Wheatland. Kaleb Wheatland with the sack. The first negative play of the drive. 10-yard loss on the sack. And then Moulton, his first touch of the day, fumbles it, and Maryland recovers.
How about Sebastian Castro playing that hybrid role for this defense? He's got to have a big game.
Maryland takes over after the Iowa fumble, and Billy Edwards, his first passing attempt with that glove on, dealing with the injured thumb, goes high for Felton.
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday about that injured thumb. Really, throughout the week, didn't do much at practice outside of mental reps. Clearly his master around this system. Threw a little bit on Thursday, a tear yesterday, but he wanted to give that thumb a ton of rest this week.
He's going to throw it again. And this time he completes it. Caden Prather will make it 3rd down and manageable. This is to Hemby out of the backfield, and he gets away from the first man. But look out, 10 others there to bring him down. Sebastian Castro was the first one. Now it's 3rd down and long. Man in his face, and that ball goes errantly over the middle. Max Llewellyn charging into a quarterback with an injured thumb, and look, he goes right to the glove. So Maryland can't do much, just gets one first down after the Iowa fumble. And with the wind at his back, Bryce McPherson sends it away to Caden Weegan. First man misses, second man brings him down at around the 33-yard line. So after the punt, Iowa takes over. Here's Johnson with a 4-yard carry on first down. Johnson is tied right now with Green for the single season rushing touchdown record of 20. That means Johnson's next will be 21 and an Iowa record. And he gets out to midfield and another first down. Jazion Peterson has come into the game now, and he gets the carry, and he gets tied up after a 2-yard pickup. Jordan Phillips there on the stop. Let's go down to Rhett.
Guy, you were just saying that Kaleb Johnson had a chance to meet Sean Green. Well, one of the idols that has eluded him in terms of getting a chance to meet and talk is Derrick Henry, the king, the NFL's current rushing leader, who he loves. It says he's got a list full of questions that he wants to ask Derrick as soon as he gets a chance to meet him. Chief among them, how does he fine-tune this stiff arm? That's what he's wanting.
He's in the right state. I don't think Derrick's here today. Here's Peterson again. But Kaleb Johnson keeps a green notebook under his TV, he said. He likes to take notes as he watches football. And look, this is a guy who is not only climbing the Iowa record books, but his career trajectory, and you think about the next level. He's a guy that so many NFL teams have. They all have their eyes on him. Stratton's already gone to him twice. Stratton, long throw on the money. Jarrett Bowie fighting his way after the catch. A first down, a pickup of 12 yards. Hold on. Does Jackson Stratton have a rocket attached to his right shoulder? That ball was on fire. Here's Johnson delivering a blow. There's a little Derrick Henry right there. Look at him.
That was a little more Marshawn Lynch to me. That was like a bench press with the right arm there.
Second down and short. Stratton will check it down, and Johnson makes a man miss and gets to the 25 of first down.
I don't care if you're a first-year player, fifth-year player. That's an impressive play at that position.
Now he's replaced by Kamari Moulton, who fumbled on his first attempt and this time hangs on and gets spun down. So they go right back to him. 3 backs in this game, trusting Moulton, giving him the opportunity after the fumbles. Back to Moulton, and he gets the first down. For a team with a bell cow back, they do mix it up with the running back side. Both drives, 3 different backs.
Yeah, you look at Kaleb Johnson's numbers, and it's not like he's carrying it 35 times a game either. I think that's something that just continually has stood out when you watch him on tape. That's why he's always so fresh.
Now Moulton out and Patterson in at the running back spot, and he gets the kick. And he runs into the pile for 3.
This offensive line has done a really nice job of targeting in this zone scheme. I'd imagine they'll run here to the right.
11th play of the drive. Stratton throws, and Jarrett Bowie wasn't ready for it. Incomplete for Jackson Stratton. That's his first incompletion today. He started 4 of 4. High RPMs. That's what Tim Lester said. Best arm on the team. 3rd down and 7. Kaleb Johnson back in at running back. They're going to give it to him. Johnson feeling his way. And he's going to be shy. It's going to be 4th down. Kellen Wyatt on the tackle. Drew Stevens on for the 27-yard attempt. He's been perfect inside of 50 yards this year. 11 of 11 in this range. And he stays perfect. All right.
There we go.
Let's get Red out there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 22 seconds left here in the first quarter, and Maryland's only had the ball 1 time. 5 plays. Like, you just think about that, and you're like, wow. It's just, this is Big Ten football. This is what Iowa does, right? They want to work the clock. They've done that on their 2 possessions. This high-powered offense has been on the sideline.
Jalen Watson is holding. The wind absolutely kills that kick, and a great adjustment there from Octavian Smith. to come out and catch it and then get out to the 31-yard line. And he's going to try and throw here. But he can't get it off, and he gets sacked. Ethan Hurkett is in there for his third of the year.
Well, look, this is an Iowa defense. They do not want to get beat on the deep ball. Secondary took off. Make sure they didn't get any receiver behind them.
We got a quarterback hit a couple times. We got to stay inside out in protection.
How's Billy holding up?
He's holding up all right. We just can't get him hit the way we have. We got to figure out how to stay inside out.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Start the second quarter with a second down run to Hemby. After the sack on first down to end the quarter, they're behind the chains. Now it's third down and 11. 2 sacks already today for this Iowa front. They're best in the league in sacking the quarterback. This is the running back, Roman Hemby. He gets 6, but it's going to be fourth down and 5. Well, with the sacks today, 12 straight seasons with 20 or more sacks for Iowa under Phil Parker. They just get this punt off from Bryce McPherson, and Weegan won't be able to return it. It goes out around the 24-yard line. We'll have to see what he's able to figure out there with that hand as Iowa starts with Kaleb Johnson stiff-arming and getting tossed out of bounds. A flag comes in. A 7-yard, devastating or punishing 7-yard run. And here's Tim O'Day.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, defense number 12. The 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
That's on Dante Trader. And then to finish the thought on Edwards, a moment ago, he goes into the locker room.
Just absolute frustration. Can only imagine. Poured so much into the craft. Met with him yesterday. Was so excited to go. Felt good about it.
First down after the penalty, and Kaleb Johnson is just gashing right now, and he's across midfield, a pickup of 7 yards, and it's second down and 4. And Stratton turns right into pressure, and this time he gets the ball out to the tight end Ostranga, and a first down. 14-yard pickup, and now back to Moulton.
Man, he's one of the most positive and optimistic coaches that he's ever been around. And that optimistic tone when he's delivering the play calls in the headset is going to be a big benefit for Jackson Stratton as Moulton gets another carry here, Guy Yogi.
Yeah, it's a great point, Rhett, because so much of quarterback is your psyche, right? And the quarterback, especially when you talk about Jackson Stratton, he cares so much. I
went over to the Iowa sideline after that first turnover, and absolutely no reaction. I mean, just kind of a, absolute middle of the road, wasn't too high, wasn't too low, and that's kind of what the coaches said they really loved about him, especially when he came into the game against UCLA. And it certainly helps your confidence and your demeanor when you can hand it off to number 2 like they're doing early and often here in this game.
Looked like they were setting up a double pass from Terrell Washington. Looked like he wanted to throw, and then he pulled it down.
Rhett, I'd imagine they're going to go a little zone here, outside zone. What have you noticed, especially Jordan Phillips? I know he's a big-time playmaker on the inside. He's got to make one here.
Phillips certainly has been holding up, but they've been able to dig out a King Basote a couple of times.
This is third down. Moulton. It's going to be very close. Right at the stick. I was saying they got it. Let's see.
On the field in the previous play was the runner was short of the line. The ruling is under further review.
Well, they're going to review the last play.
You can see the uniform of the official. See it blowing in the wind. That's how windy it is down there. I wouldn't be shocked if both staffs go for it here on a fourth down.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of short of the line to gain stands as called. It is fourth down, Iowa.
And not enough.
It's not Johnson, but it's Patterson who's the back. They do go with the sneak, and they get it. You were concerned about what? Just hit the exchange?
The injury, the exchange. I mean, there's a lot of bodies going on in there. First time really running it in this type of situation.
You saw that graphic, 13 first downs to 8 total plays. That doesn't even seem real. Back to Kaleb Johnson, and he picks up about 3-4 yards. They still can pick up a first down at the 3-yard line. Kaleb Johnson, the deep man. And he's got it. And Johnson cuts back and ends up on his back after a collision with Jordan Phillips. He was smelling the end zone there. Johnson already over 100 yards today. Gets it back again, and this time he's tied up by Jalen Husky, who recovered the fumble for Maryland's defense earlier today, a 2-yard loss. Second and goal, and whistles before the play, a timeout for Iowa.
Before the ball was snapped, charge timeout Iowa.
Jazzy and Patterson, pardon me, is in the game at running back right now. And they're going to flip it to Terrell Washington, and he can't turn the corner because Tommy Akingbasote is there for the tackle. Well, Kaleb Johnson's at the top. Maryland's defense was scrambling a little, but now he comes in behind Stratton in the pistol, and they give it to him. And the superstar back sets the Iowa single-season touchdown rushing record, number 21 in a banner year for Kaleb Johnson. He puts his name at the top of another list.
And since he showed up on campus, he just continued to develop. Now he continues to entrench his name in the record books.
.16-mile-an-hour winds are the norm, but the gusts have been much bigger today.
MJ Morris has been locked in, is dialed in. It's really unique circumstances on both sidelines when it comes to the quarterback position.
He has that batted down right in his face by Nick Jackson.
For Maryland, they've got to go to try to complete the ball outside. You're seeing Iowa now press coverage outside, try to take away some of those easy completions.
This is the 10th offensive play of the game for Maryland. And Morris gets ridden out of bounds by Jay Higgins. Ty Felton being deep in the second quarter without a catch is not part of the plan. They'll go to the tight end for a first down. Preston Howard. There you see Billy Edwards back out of the locker room looking on from the sideline. Morris pressured and flushed. Flag comes in. Morris picks up about 4 or 5, but this could be coming back.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Third down.
Morris behind Caden Prather. And it's incomplete. 2nd and 20 now. For an offense that's used to having success throwing the ball. Statistically, the #1 passing offense in the Big Ten this year. Morris dropped the snap for a moment, picks it up, and there's Ty Felton's first catch today. He's trying to make something happen, but the result of the play, 9 yards. MJ Morris, QB2 in the game for Maryland after the Edwards injury. And he throws incomplete. Caden Prather was running down the sideline. They were not on the same page, it doesn't appear. And now Maryland will have to punt. Bryce McPherson is punting into a strong wind right now. And he puts a low spiral down. And Kate Weegen's going to go pick it up and then lose it out of bounds. And bragging rights in the lead. After the punt, a 3-yard loss for Addison Ostrenga. Here's Johnson, and he gets stood up immediately by the big man in the middle, Jordan Phillips. But this would feel good for this Maryland D if they get off the field here. 3rd and 12. Back to Johnson, and he gets tackled immediately by Donnell Brown, who didn't play last week but has come back to make a couple big tackles today. Maryland trying to get Ty Felton involved. He only has 1 punt return this year, but he is back, and now all kinds of movement up front, and now flagged.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Dakin, this ball off the side of his foot, and Felton will not be able to get a return. Great punt down to the 5. That's about as good as you can do at 53 yards. They want to get him the ball 15 times a game, but as you see on that graphic, Yogi only has 2 targets today. They'll run it out of the shadow of their end zone. See why special teams such a weapon for Iowa. They got a long way to go here. Second possession for MJ Morris, who has replaced Billy Edwards, dealing with that thumb injury today. They're going to run it again. Roman Hemby again. And Iowa will take its 3rd timeout before this 3rd down play.
They're going to throw it here.
MJ Morris throws off the fingertips of the tight end Dylan Wade. Punting from his own end zone. And he gets it away. Caden Weegen's going to fair catch it at the 44-yard line, a 35-yard punt.
Now this 4th-string walk-on quarterback looks to be pretty in command, and now they go 2-minute drill. Let's see what he can do in the air.
On the verge of field goal range with a tailwind, and he completes it to Luke Lachey, the tight end's first catch today. It's already field goal range now for Iowa. Back to Kaleb Johnson. And you know who's putting in work today is Jordan Phillips in the middle there. Clock stops for the moment for the 1st down. Restarts. And here's Stratton. Long throw over the head of Bowie.
Yeah, and he went out of bounds too. So here comes that motion. Kaleb Johnson back in. Wouldn't be shocked if they run it here again.
Stratton taking his time and cuts it loose, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Seth Anderson. Play clock was very
delay
long.
game.
And that's
offense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd
That's
down.
an unforced error.
We're talking in his ear.
Yeah.
Here's Kaleb Johnson, and he gets dug out. Good tackle that time from Kellen Wyatt. Hit a game-winning 52-yarder last year against Northwestern. Hit a 57-yarder on a calm night in the Rose Bowl 2 weeks ago. There was a defensive penalty. They took it off the board, but he made it. Straight down the middle and plenty of leg. We saw Billy Edwards warming up a little bit on the sideline, the starting quarterback, but he's not in there now. MJ Morris spooked out of the backfield and eventually goes down. The 2nd sack today for Ethan Herkett. Morris, and he gets that completion to Ty Felton. Felton gets the 1st down for Maryland. It's his 2nd catch today. Morris. And to the sideline, and the tight end Preston Howard able to get out of bounds.
Okay, so now you got an opportunity with 16 seconds to take, to me, a shot down the seam.
One of the best receiving groups in the nation, just unable to get free so far today. But Morris will take a shot down the sideline for Prather, and he can't bring it down. Deshaun Lee, and the play clock is getting low.
You got to hurry up here.
I don't know if he sees it. Nope.
Same issue, same deal, man. I mean, sometimes, what do you ask a quarterback
Delay
every week?
game.
It's the first thing you do.
5-yard penalty.
It's the first thing you do when you
down.
get to a stadium. As a visiting quarterback, you go find out where the play clock is. Home quarterback, you know your spot.
Morris, first catch of the day for Shalik Knotts, but he's unable to get out of bounds. He did not get the 1st down. Clock hit 0. Did not get the 1st down. So the clock couldn't stop, and the 1st half ends with a 13-0 Iowa lead. He played 44 career snaps coming into today. He's played 46 offensive snaps in this game for Iowa's offense. Maryland's going to try and spark something by taking this out to start the 2nd half. Octavian Smith, though, gets cut down. Couldn't get to the 15-yard line. Came into the game with a thumb injury, was hit a couple times on the first possession of the game, trying to get this run game going with Roman Hemby. That's only his 4th carry today. This is Edwards getting ready for the second half, warming up, trying to get that thumb loose.
He came into this game. He's going to come back next year, but he walked out with the seniors here. It's senior day in this stadium. So many proud seniors. One of the first class of head coach Mike Loxley. He feels a real big part of that. Wants to try to lead them to a comeback.
There's Hemby trying to run it again and going nowhere. Jay Higgins second in the league in tackles. They've been impossible to run on today. And Maryland struggled on third down as well. And deep in their own territory to start this half. Edwards checks it down. It's knocked away by Jay Higgins, the semifinalist for the Butkus, the Lombardi, the Bednarik, the Lot Impact Trophy, and back-to-back plays for the star linebacker. And so now into the wind, this punt here from McPherson, tries to hit it low and keep it under the wind, and gets a good roll out to midfield and just across it. But that is not how Maryland wanted to start the second half.
Only 50 rushing yards in that second quarter. I think they got to get back to that stretch game where the offensive line is just moving to the right or the left in the zone scheme, just forcing those interior defensive linemen to run.
There's Johnson, looking fresh as ever with his 23rd carry of the day for 11 yards.
Young man like Kaleb Johnson in the backfield.
And they always tend to start it here, just to start the second half and score. I mean, they're one of the best scoring teams in the second half in the country.
Look, a huge part of Maryland's week this week from Mike Loxley was, hey, we are going to be optimists.
They give it to Gill on the end around, and he gets swallowed up immediately by Donnell Brown.
You do not want to give up a conversion here. Got an opportunity to get a little pressure. Only 3 men down. They'll probably bring a fourth.
Brown. He thought there was movement from the tight end. Let's check on this penalty. Tim O'Day.
Offside defense, number 9, was in the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Second defensive offsides for Maryland today.
And this is where they've had success today. Just a lot of downhill runs from this formation. Forces linebackers to hesitate just a hair.
Jazzy and Patterson, the back. He gets hit behind the line and stopped. So Maryland's able to overcome that penalty and force a fourth down here. 15-mile-an-hour winds today with gusts up to 30 miles an hour at last check. This is a 50-yard attempt. And this comes out clean and good. We got dominance on the football field for Iowa, dominance on the mat as well for the Hawkeyes. Holding on the kickoff again on a windy day, and so Maryland's offense, second possession. Here's Tom Brands, who was a great wrestler, gold medal wrestler in his day, 34 years at Iowa as a head coach, assistant, and a student athlete. So right on Kirk Ferentz's heels there. This is a big positive for Maryland. Billy Edwards back out there again with Felton in motion. He'll give it to Hemby again, and Hemby's able to find his way. He feels finally free, Rhett.
Yeah, and look, I like the way that they were using Ty Felton right there in that motion across the field, just to kind of influence the eyes of the linebackers there for a moment to give Hemby a chance to break out of that thing. And look, I think there's a conflict here, Yogi and Guy, with what Maryland wants to do and what they need to do, right? They want to be explosive in the pass game, but I feel like with the way that Billy Edwards' thumb is operating, they need to kind of take some of those body blows with the free access throws and a lot of this run game with Hemby.
It's a bad combination, bad thumb and a headwind. Here's Edwards keeping it, and you got to protect that hand as he gets 3 yards. This is the first time Maryland's been in Iowa territory today.
Look, man, they can't find anything down the field, but the last 2 snaps, they've been creeping the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, going to keep an eye on that here for sure, and keep an eye on how much Billy Edwards is actually going to try to tote this ball on the ground. Don't imagine we'll see much more of that as they get it out here to Prather on the edge.
5 targets for Prather, but 4 touches combined between those 2 guys, Red. Here's the quarterback, Edwards, keeping it, makes one guy miss, and then gets banged hard by Nick Jackson. Ethan Herndon, the injured player, was able to walk off, and now Nolan Ray with an explosive run for a first down, a pickup of 14. Edwards pressure, and he steps up into space, and he goes flailing down inside the 5-yard line. Billy Edwards was able to get up and walk off, talking to his teammates as he did. He just went to the medical tent after a big hit on a big run. It's first and goal with MJ Morris, the number 2 QB, back into the game for the second time today. He hands it off, and Roman Hemby gets ripped down by Ethan Hurkett. Remember, Hurkett was down on the field a moment ago, and he's obviously back. He's been fantastic. Bobbled the snap. And so Morris is going to try and take it himself. I don't know if he was ready for it. You can see him reacting, talking to the center. Hemby comes into the backfield on 3rd and goal. Morris evades and throws and completes it to Ty Felton.
Because of the limited possessions in the run game of Iowa, Mike Loxley says we're going for 2.
Felton single coverage at the bottom. Morris pressured. Morris just has to get it out. And the 2-point try fails. Aaron Graves, Ethan Hurkett in the backfield.
Curious next time they get the ball if Billy Edwards is cleared to come back in or not.
Hawes sends this away to Weegan. Nobody returns more kicks or punts in the country than Weegan. He goes into a collision at the 23-yard line. Career high 25th carry for Kaleb Johnson. 2nd down and 6 here. And Jackson Stratton with a quick throw to Jacob Gill. And he's got a first down. The story from Tim Lester is amazing. Here's Johnson. Tim Lester, you know, he was in the NFL last year, and coaches told him, oh, this portal, this portal thing, you're going to love this portal.
And look, when you're a walk-on quarterback, you just want a shot, right? And he did. He's got the best arm in the room when you talk to the coaching staff, and he's going to throw it again.
And it's complete again. Here's a 3rd down. Big moment here late in this 3rd quarter. They're going to put it on Stratton. He steps up and throws, but it's shy of the sticks, and it's going to be 4th and 1. And so now here is Reese Dakin for the 2nd time. His first punt going in this direction was 53 yards. Wind still pumping. Dakin hangs it way up, and a fair catch is made for Maryland. MJ Morris came in after Edwards had to leave because of injury, threw a touchdown pass, didn't convert the 2-point. Roman Hemby and Nolan Ray were both very productive on that drive. This one starts with Ray getting a couple.
And as has gone in the game, guy, Maryland has rotated a bunch of offensive linemen, especially on that left side. Marcus Dumerville, he's in on this drive, the left tackle. Something to pay attention to is the edges of Iowa have been able to penetrate, most notably Ethan Hurkett.
Hurkett has a couple of sacks today. Here's Morris, keeping it. That got sniffed out. The first man there was none other than Jay Higgins, of course.
Too deep. There should be something underneath here.
Iowa fans making noise, and Felton can't hold on, and he can't believe it. That is not what you think you're going to see when you show up to watch Ty Felton.
Yeah, this game, the margins are so tight when you're looking at Maryland, especially with your backup quarterback here. Needed to get helped out on that 3rd down.
Bryce McPherson did a 40-yard punt into the wind his last time. And he has a game plan, right? He is kicking it low and spinning it through. Weegan breaks the tackle. The guy trying to tackle him was Ty Felton. A flag comes in. 39-yard punt, 7 on the return.
That was impressive from Felton. Misses the tackle, but ends up making the tackle.
How about impressive from Felton? He's on special teams punt coverage. He's a Bolitnikoff finalist. Don't you graduate off of...
No,
During
he doesn't want that. He's
personal
so
foul, face
selfless.
mask, kicking team number 44. The 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the kick. Automatic first down.
42 rush plays today, and the 26 carries for Kaleb Johnson. Now 27 are career high.
Isn't that crazy? You know, you wouldn't have thought that. Just even in advance of this game.
Stratton pulls it back. And it's still caught in between there with Andrew Lynch. Pardon me, that was Zach Ortworth, the tight end. They won for their last 7 on 3rd down. So they give it to Kaleb Johnson, and he gets stopped shy of the line to gain. Drew Stevens is like, coach, get me this win. He's got a 54-yarder. He's got a 50-yarder. This is a 49-yarder, and he's got a 27-yarder. Straight and through. This guy's Steph Curry as a field goal kicker from deep.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Drew Stevens having himself a day. Sky kick and a heads-up play from Octavian Smith, who steps out of bounds and then picks up the ball to draw the penalty on Iowa. His head's in the game.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team number 18. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, first down.
With MJ Morris back at quarterback, and he gives it off to Nolan Ray, and like a strike of lightning, Nolan Ray across midfield. Morris slings it to the outside to Prather. Edwards did on that drive as well, running and took a big hit down near the goal line. He was able to get up and walk off. So all that to say, it's Morris's 2nd time in. Now he's taking a shot, but overshooting Ty Felton. And a flag comes in.
Basically man-to-man coverage.
Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Right, meaning they're in the face of these receivers. There's Billy Edwards, and they're bailing at the snap.
There's Nolan Ray. You saw Billy Edwards out of the 10. Morris, clean pocket. With time, too high for Prather.
Oh, and it's there, too.
Morris is going to keep it. And he gets very near. They're going to mark him just short of the line to gain. It's 4th down and less than a yard. It's 2 defensive linemen come in. And just one big turtle shell there, inching forward for what looks like, at least by the mark, of first down.
Samuel's got to be lucky there, man. You cannot push in as he did there late.
It is a first down. Iowa's getting a chance to substitute, and the play clock is dangerously low, and Maryland's going to have to use a timeout. The officials are going to give that defense time to sub. If the offense subs, they did, and so Maryland had to use a timeout to avoid the delay of game.
Ball on the 10.
And Maryland had to use a timeout. Flag just comes in. Maryland had to use a timeout.
False start. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's now 1st and goal from the 15. Morris just waiting. He can't totally squeeze through that hole. Nolan Ray is the man in motion, the back all the way at the top now. Morris looking. Felton. He's got it. Felton scores a touchdown. Trying to make this a 6-point game. So MJ Morris off the bench.
ACL in high school, came in here, wasn't that confident, coming off a year in COVID, challenging high school career in that regard, and now his team is feeding off his confidence.
Kaleb Johnson, they keep feeding him for Iowa. That's 29 carries, adding to a career high. and a pickup of 7 yards. You know, when we talked about the emotions yesterday, he said, I just have to keep my head. That's what I do. I'm going to keep my head. And he's done that through the emotions of the day that were maybe bittersweet, but also the frustrations of the game. Johnson gets the first down for Iowa as we tick under 10 minutes remaining here in regulation. They've had 2 drives in this game that are essentially as long as the amount of time left in this game. Kamari Moulton breaks free and nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown Iowa. Keep in mind too, you've got the 4th string quarterback out there. Once that headset communication cuts off, maybe there was nothing left to do but take the delay. So here's Drew Stevens. Could do that one with his eyes closed, the way he's kicked big field goals today. That ball, I think Octavian Smith, did he fair catch it? It bounced, and
the ruling on the field is that number 7 gave a fair catch signal. The ball became dead upon recovery. 1st and 10, Maryland at the 7-yard line.
Octavian Smith had the great play on the last kickoff, but was a little caught in between there. Morris got out of trouble somehow and then slides down. I don't think he
grabbed it.
I don't think he grabbed it, and he's at that point he was a runner. Oh, Felton couldn't bring it in. That was a tough catch, but it hit him in the hands. That's on the money, and that time Felton's got it, and he keeps his feet for a first down. Pressure coming off the edge. Hemby picks it up, and Felton again, automatic 8 yards. 11 straight games with at least 5 catches for Felton. He's got 6 today. 5-man pressure again. Morris puts this up, and it's intercepted by TJ Hall. He's been tested today, and he makes the play.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. The ball was intercepted. First down, Iowa.
You know, there's 2 Californians on this Iowa team, TJ Hall and Jackson Stratton, the quarterback. And, you know, when you're Jackson Stratton, you're the 4th quarterback. When you're TJ Hall, it's Jeremiah Harris, or Jamari Harris, excuse me, who's injured, didn't play today, the number 1 corner, didn't make the trip.
For a defensive
so you know
injury.
if you're TJ Hall, you got a target on your back today. Jackson Stratton just standing, looking at the play clock like he's waiting for the bus. There's plenty of play clock left.
And this is going to be about the situation in mastery.
And back to Kaleb Johnson. And he's tripped up going backwards on his 33rd carry of the day, a loss of 5. There's still time here for Maryland. They need to stop on 3rd down and 12. And I was going to run it with Kaleb Johnson. And so the punt team will come out.
Brian Williams, he's got this defense. He's made different adjustments as the game has gone on with his personnel.
He's Dakin. Skies this. And a fair catch made by Felton after a 40-yard punt. 51 rushes today. Look at that discrepancy to 14 passes for Iowa. MJ Morris, QB2, back in there. Hit as he throws, and it's picked by Jay Higgins. Max Llewellyn in the backfield again. Kamari Moulton, who just had the big touchdown run, is back in the game, and he'll take the handoff from Stratton. The guy you haven't seen in all this is Marco Lainez, who was QB3. He's got a cast on his non-throwing hand. He broke his thumb in practice. He is QB2 today. So, I'll repeat, QB2 today for Iowa, was ahead of Stratton on the depth chart, but broke his thumb and has a cast on his hand. Johnson gets it again. is able to stay on his feet and get the first down. What a big carry.
Boy, watching that play develop there off the left side, getting the tight ends back, Ostrenga and Lachey, talking to Coach Lester and Coach Ferentz about that, man, they were really ecstatic to have those guys back for their help securing the edge, right? To give those tackles a little bit of help securing that edge. Really saw that develop on that play. It looked like Lachey had his guy pushed all the way out of bounds.
Here's Moulton with a carry. That photo, the only photo they have together. And I don't think you can oversell the influence, right? Kirk Ferentz said he's the most influential person on my life outside of my family. Drew Stevens, one of the most fun days of his career, will continue as he steps out to try and make another field goal. He's 4 of 4 today, 27, 49, 50, 54. He's going to try and make it 5 of 5 on the afternoon. And he does. And that ties a school record. 5 made field goals in a game. Josiah McLaren is back deep to return for the first time for Maryland, and he sparks something. And Drew Stevens, the kicker, 5 of 5, and he rides McLaren out of bounds. MJ Morris, QB2 today, and done a lot of good things. Here's Roman Hemby. Tough situation against this defense. Roman Hemby, you mentioned it earlier, Yogi, that Billy Edwards is coming back next year. Morris, Llewellyn tracks him down.
And you could argue they were going up against a more explosive offense today. #1 passing offense statistically in the Big Ten. And they shut it down. And they did not give up a lot. They did not give up a lot of explosive plays. I mean, overall, just a really complete game. And for Mike Loxley, frustration. I know he'll stay optimistic. That's just who he is and what this program is. And I think for Maryland, #1, give the seniors the props, right? They laid the foundation for that, man. And now as college football transitions again, after next week for this program, they'll be in a good position to make their next strategic move regarding recruiting.
Yeah, the big picture for Maryland, they've won 3 straight bowl games. They're not going to go to the postseason this year. We know that Iowa is headed to the bowl season for the 12th straight year, the 23rd in the last 24. And they're looking like any Iowa team that's ever dominated on the ground. 58 rushes today, career high 35 from the Doak Walker semifinalist Kaleb Johnson.